What if Theophany was the priestess that dedicated Violet? No, I'm literally obsessed.
Hey besties, welcome to Literally Obsessed. It's Cassie
And Brittany.
Britt. It's Britt
Okay, it's Britt
and Cass.
and Cass.
And it's lit obsess.
Okay.
Sorry guys, we've been talking about Brittany's nickname.
Uh-huh.
To bring it up.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys know, if you know,
Go on.
only the real ones can call her Britt. What a great way to enter the episode.
Can you tell how uncomfortable I am right now? Cassie just came out of this. I'm held at gunpoint right now.
Oh my god, guys, no, for legal purposes, she's joking.
Okay, sorry.
Look at the
I'm
camera.
Just
Look
sorry,
at the film.
hands are up. I'm just kidding.
I got nothing. All right.
All right,
Anyways,
Cassie always has to start these episodes off a little chaotic.
That's how it's clickbait, babes.
Sorry for questioning.
Welcome to the daytime, guys. Yay. I know we said that we were going to try to do more episodes in the day, and then we backtracked a little bit for a second.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay, because that's just us trying to make these episodes happen.
It's true.
But hello, how are you? Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to Onyx Storm episode 9. Not
Heck
crazy.
yeah, a little bit.
9.
We're like halfway through.
Halfway through. I think the next episode will be the halfway point, right? Oh wait, no,
I think
it's like
we're already at the halfway point.
33 plus 33 is
We are at the
66.
halfway point. Good job.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to be going over chapters 30 through 33 today.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just dive on into our intros,
Okay,
shall we?
let's do it.
Y'all know the drill. We got our Patreon. We got our newsletter. You guys can check out our Patreon for more exclusive content and some discount codes if you guys want to join. We also have our newsletter, which I'm pretty sure when you're watching this, it's already April, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. We've already passed our birthday.
Oh my gosh. You're right.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
This
a
is
little
like
bit.
this is like April 8th or something like that.
Dang.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Well,
yeah. Wow.
we're already into April, so if you guys want to join and see our newsletter, you guys can subscribe to that. Has a lot of updates about the podcast, me and Brittany, what's kind of going on, what we recommend, yada yada yada, all that kind of stuff. And we also have our merch you guys can check out. Hopefully we'll get some new merch coming out there soon.
We'll work on it.
We'll work on
eventually.
it. Like we said a couple episodes ago, Britt and Cass are going through some transitional periods right now in our life. So we have quite a lot of things going on. So hopefully things...
We're like really building it up. Because like I still think it's probably going to be another episode or two.
until like we even say something. Yeah. Guys, it's truly not...
It's not that big of a
It's
deal.
not that big of a deal, but it's a big deal in
We're
our
just
life.
busy. Yeah.
We're just kind of busy at the moment. So let's
Let's tell them.
tell the kids.
Let's tell the kids.
Hi, guys.
Okay, mom's got a new job.
We both somehow got a new job at the
It's
same
true.
time-ish,
Yeah.
pretty much.
I have not started yet, but
By the time you're listening to this, she has.
I will.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
that day.
Oh, the next day. I'll start it tomorrow.
Oh my God.
If you're listening to this, yeah.
So exciting. So everybody say congrats, Brittany.
And Cassie.
Right.
Cassie has been in hers for like 2 weeks now.
Yeah, for a little bit. So we were able to, just kind of move on a little bit. We're kind of trying to figure out our schedules and the craziness. I'm sure if you've ever gotten like a new job before, you've gone through like the transitional period, which is kind of what we've been going through. So
Yeah, it's been a little stressful. You gotta
So
get your W-2s,
you got it.
your I-9s, you gotta do your tax withholding.
You gotta figure out if you're a good
Dude.
person on your background
You
check.
gotta get your background check. You got maybe a drug test. It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot of things. So like it's been a literal crazy month, I would say.
Yeah.
That we've had.
Yeah.
And it's
probably like going into April, the first couple weeks is gonna be a little crazy.
It's gonna be
'cause-
crazy.
Yeah.
So apologies if we've been a little MIA or, not as active. We really do apologize, but we are trying our best as like 2 full-time girlies, especially now.
Corporate girlies.
Like crazy.
Yeah.
So exciting though. Like we've both been really excited for this. So
Yes.
it's all good. It's all in good stuff, but we have been kind of figuring it out as we go. And it probably will be like that for just a little while. So just hang on tight. be your beautiful selves and being patient with us, but we really appreciate that. But that's kind of like a little update in our life. I really did try to build it up, but it really isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah,
it feels like a big of a deal.
Yeah,
but
as we're living through it, it feels like a big deal. It is a big deal.
It is a big deal. It's a great deal, but
to the podcast, maybe not so much.
Yeah, you guys probably don't really give a shit, but that's okay, and I love that for you.
And then lastly, content and spoiler warning. As y'all know, we are going to spoil everything when it comes to Onyx Storm. Talking about interviews, theories, all of that jazz, and content. We cuss and talk about smut on here. So,
do you guys like our shirts? Those who are watching, check it out.
We've worn them before. Cassie's got a red panda.
I've got a red panda. He's really cute. He's like got scary eyes a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. And I have my shirt from the Ren Fair last year. It has a bunch of dragons on it.
Straight up, if you guys are at the
Ren Fair,
you guys are at the Irwindale Ren Fair, let us know because we're heading to that.
We are.
I don't know if you guys will hear this before then.
Yeah.
Meet up.
Let's do a meet. We'll post about it.
If you're not like in California, go to your state's Ren Fair.
It's fun.
It's so much fun. So we're so excited to go back and get. Hopefully, what if they have more shirts?
I'm gonna get a shirt.
I'm gonna get another.
At
shirt.
least one.
I already have 2.
Make it.
What's
third.
3? You know.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start the episode, shall we? Okay. Starting with Spill the Tea, Chapter 30. We jump right back into it with them at Umbriel. Violet and Xaden are met with guards who are all strangely the same height and build, which is weird. They request to speak with the queen, to which the guards immediately deny them due to them not being quote unquote worthy enough, or to show their worth. The dragons give a little scare to the guards, but nothing works, and Violet is left to figure out the game plan to get in contact with the queen. They fly to the capital of Umbriel, Eastal? I'm gonna go with Eastal. And Violet takes note of how their structure of their capital looks to fight off dragons, even though dragons have never been there. We'll talk about that later. After navigating with the captain through the city's alleys and small tunnels, they get to the place where they are going to prove they are worthy enough to meet the queen. They see a line of guards who are uniformed, and then Violet sees, quote, blue-robed attendants that have not gray, not white, but silver hair. Also weird, and also something we'll talk about later. Chapter 31. Violet sees a little girl who looks exactly like her with the same hair ending in silver. She can't focus on this now because she's got to post up. While Dane tries his very best to translate that Xaden is ready to fight, Violet is observing everything from what the guards look like to what her opponent looks like. It's a lot of details going on. Arik somehow helps Dane out by miraculously being fluent and tries to Katniss Everdeen himself into the fight. We get Xaden in there with someone who low-key meets his skill level, and we see a lot of weird things about that, which, again, we'll dive in later. A priestess talks to Violet and questions why she does not feel the connection that Dune seeks her and is ready for her, ? And then, boom, Violet goes into a fight to prove her worthiness. Oh, God.
Chapter 32. Violet is about to face Marlis, and we know our poor girl does not stand a chance. They all agree to fight with daggers, and the winner will be the best of 3. Violet takes on Marlis, and Marlis quickly realizes that Violet has armor on, and she shows a flash of appreciation before fighting again. Violet girlbosses her way out of this, saving Xaden and getting Marlis to yield by maybe wielding ? It is revealed that Marlis is the queen of Umbriel, and she didn't want them to know who she was during the fight. Queen Marlis refuses an alliance, but says her price to fight alongside Navarre would be dragons. Chapter 33. Queen Marlis demands 12 eggs, 2 of each breed, and then she'll bring her army to the continent. Violet realizes Asher was right about the second Krovlan uprising, and they weren't looking for Feathertails because of their gifts, but because they thought they were malleable. Mira questions if Violet really did wield, but Violet brushes it off yet again. And Mira also seems as confused as Violet when asked about the dedication, so Violet just assumes that the High Priestess just said all of that to distract her. After a 13-hour flight, the gang lands in Vidaris, I think is how you say that, the capital of Hedotis.
Hedatis? I don't know.
Guys, these words are getting hard. And Violet is excited to be in a community built on knowledge and peace. We meet Ferris and Talia, aka Xaden's mom. Oh shit.
Damn.
Do you want to address what just happened, Cassy?
Okay, sorry whoever's watching / if you are listening and you hear some weird things with the mic. My mic stand just like broke, or it like was already broken, and I just realized it while trying to fix it. All because I got hot and I wanted the fan.
I feel it. You're fine. Do you feel it?
No.
Okay, then adjust it.
Honestly, I'm good.
Oh my god.
Last time I tried it, broke it. Anyways, yeah, I don't have a mic stand at the moment right now. I'm gonna have to order a new one.
Just want to throw it out there. I offered to hold my mic alongside her.
She did, but like,
and she said no.
I don't want you to have to do that. So sorry if I'm awkwardly holding this, but now we're call her daddy.
She doesn't. She has a mic stand.
You're right. She does. She used to not, right?
I don't see a problem with holding the mic.
Me either.
So you're fine.
So I'm good. So sorry though for the lack of continuity.
Okay. Shall we jump into
let's continue.
Okay. So I just want to talk about this real quick. This is the epigraph of chapter 30. I apologize if I mispronounce some words in here. Okay. It says, quote, "It is unwise to favor one god above another. Better to shun them all than show favoritism amongst a jealous, prodigious pantheon." Prodigious, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pantheon. Never heard that word before.
So, yeah, me either. So,
I was like, have I ever seen that before? I don't know.
I just think that that's interesting going into these chapters because I think I have it written down, but I think there might be a moment of Dune maybe being a little jealous.
That's what someone says something in a couple chapters, right? That like maybe Dune has been like awakened or like has been
maybe they talk about her. She'll like accept Violet back in.
Yeah.
And stuff
Okay.
like
Okay.
That.
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
No, I just want to because when it says I don't really know how like they worship the gods exactly, which I don't think anyone knows that. But with the priestesses, if we're going into like Greek mythology and like how the Greeks did it, the priestesses were like always at a temple and they were like protecting like the sacredness of the temple while also like practicing and worshiping that god, right? It just feels like with Violet, which I think I wrote maybe a little bit farther down, was when the priestess was talking to her and saying like, this feels weird that like your connection and you don't feel that, you must be like worshiping someone else, is like, it's kind of like the religious part of this fantasy world, to where like when I guess in like Christianity in our world says like you can't worship any other god except for me, yada yada yada. Not becoming religious at this point, but just saying and like they say like, oh, if you do worship other gods you can like have a lot of bad shit happen to you or evil or whatever. So that's what just makes me think in like this little weird epigraph that it has like a big statement for like the rest of these chapters, is that like because you were dedicated to one and you decided to not, you know, focus your life on that, that's why you're having like a lot of shit happen to you. So it's a little interesting to have like a little religious kiss in this. Kiss was like a weird word. A religious kiss.
Okay, I wanted to point out a couple weird things that happen in this chapter. So one, Violet thinks that they have never seen dragons because of how they react when they see them. But later we learn that her parents dedicated her to Dune, meaning Asher and Lilith potentially came to Umbriel on a dragon.
I have a lot of questions about why they say they've never seen dragons before.
Yeah.
Or have, you know, never, because how
also them being like, we've never seen dragons, we want some.
Right.
Huh?
And then also their whole kingdom being the dragon proof.
Yeah.
Or like dragon resistant.
Yeah.
Really weird. Because the what did she say, like on the fence, like there was rings, right, that Taryn like,
yeah, and they had what are those called? Oh my gosh.
Like crossed
bolts.
wires. Yeah.
Barbed wire.
Barbed wires, yeah. So it's like, how would they even know what a dragon looks like? How would they would fit? You know what I mean? Like, how would they even know what to like have like a resistance to them if they've never seen one before?
Yeah.
Really odd.
Yeah.
Makes me think that they're of course lying.
Yep.
Or they're hiding something.
Yep.
But I don't know what.
Yeah. Okay. I also feel like this part is showing us that Violet is gaining her confidence to be a leader. Because Mira seems like she is proud of her with her picks. And then Xaden snaps at Garrick for questioning leadership when Garrick is not chosen to go in with them.
Yeah. And Mira is like, she's come and go with these chapters for me. Like the way I like her or not. But this was a really good big sister moment, I think, for her. Yeah,
definitely.
She was definitely having her back, which is nice.
Yeah. Okay, and then one more thing. There's a lot of mention of pale blue. Yes. And even throughout these chapters, actually, there's a lot of mention of color.
Yeah.
But pale blue, and saying that the rooftops are pale blue, and that the Temple of Dune is the largest and has 6 pillars: sword, shield, fire, water, claw, and book. Violet claims that these are the tools of warfare, but maybe these are somehow related to the gods. We also get more color later, and we don't get a pale blue or a muted green, as she says before. When she talks about the attendants with the silver hair, they are blue robed.
Yeah, they're not
like
a
pale blue.
Like, what constitutes blue for her, you know? There's like different shades that she's talking about.
Yeah.
But I can't tell if she's meaning the same color of blue as she means other things. You know, when she's like pointing out like, oh, they have a blue slat or blue sash.
Yeah.
Guy.
I mean, she's not being specific like royal blue and navy, you know.
But it's just her attention to details, like I said in the Spill the Tea, is very prominent in this part of the chapter, which makes me think that like it's purposeful as to why she's bringing it up. Really interesting. And I didn't notice that at all in the first read.
Yeah, I didn't realize that there was so much color. Rereading, I'm like, man, it's every like 2 sentences.
Yeah,
she's mentioning a color of something or how vibrant or muted colors might be.
Yeah, it's really weird. Just want to LOL the guy that pissed his pants when he saw Taryn. Because, again, she mentioned how it was a dark stain on the muted green.
That's right.
Pants. Thought that was really funny, and I would probably piss myself too if I saw a huge ass dragon.
Yeah, I don't blame the poor guy. Okay, I want to pull this up real quick because I wanted to talk about the epigraph of chapter 31.
I will say the epigraphs for these 4 chapters, all of them, loved them, but all of them I feel have a meaning.
Yes.
Which, again, I think we say that for every epigraph we talk about, but these ones were like really odd.
Yeah. I agree.
Really odd.
The epigraph says, guardians are no longer permitted to dedicate children in service to their favored deity. Deity? Why can I never say that word? I always struggle when we talk about that word.
A deity. I think it's deity.
Deity. You know what I was just thinking of?
I think Bridgerton taught me that word.
Quick side rant. I was realizing that sometimes I struggle with pronouncing words like off a page.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like sometimes people are like, Brittany, that's an easy word, but I have to like pronounce it really weird to get there. And John, my boyfriend, always makes fun of me because he's like, I'm ESL and I understand how to pronounce it, and I'm like, well, the American school system failed us, so I don't know what to tell you.
Damn, John.
Yeah. And I'm like, fair.
You guys already know this, but I can't talk or read or type, or English is really hard. But I think it's because, I don't know, I just overthink my pronunciation, so that's why I think I trip up a lot. But I'm like, I know this word, but I don't know. Yeah,
I question myself all the time. Let me try that one more time. Guardians are no longer permitted to dedicate children in service to their favorite deity. Jesus Christ. Okay, deity. The decision to serve the gods for life must be made after the age of majority and of one's free will. I'm no longer picking things with hard words in them.
No. So that just basically means she can't get baptized until she consents, yes.
Yeah, so what, 18? Like, what do you mean? What age?
It says of majority or maturity?
Majority. After the age of majority and of one's free will.
Is that their like term for like adulthood.
Maybe.
Like, when do you become an adult?
Yeah,
because you know,
probably
like,
18.
Oh my god, religion is just like the hot
You're
topic
like,
for
at
today.
age 13.
Because like when you, I don't know, I grew up Catholic, so I got confirmed. Oh my gosh.
Here's a fun fact about me. I didn't.
You never did?
No, never had my first confirmation, right?
Like the confirmation, yeah.
Yeah, I never had that.
Oh my god, there was a lot of things I had to do.
I remember that people would tell me
so much.
Like my friends at school, they'd be like, "You can never get married," and I was like, "Okay, ooh,
how dare you?"
Yeah, and I was like, also, bitches, I could just never get married in a Catholic church.
I can get legally
legally get married. Watch yourself.
A lot of kids love to start shit.
Yeah,
they love to start shit.
I was just like, okay, ew, sorry, I didn't want to.
I remember a girl told me, and now I'm gonna have to put the mic down for this, but that if I pray, sorry, this is just for YouTube users. I'll explain in a second. If you were to put your hands like this when you prayed, you're pointing down to hell. So you have to point up to God.
Point up to the gods, yeah.
So if you didn't catch that, if you put your hands together,
so if you clasp them,
pancake it, your fingers are pointing to hell. But if you were to pray like the emoji,
the praying hands,
yeah, that means that you're praying up to heaven. And I remember a girl told me that, and then I got scared. I was like 7. Things stick with you guys.
Okay.
Just,
yeah, I just don't think I've ever prayed like that.
Wow, you've always been praying to heaven?
No, I think I would do this.
You've waffled it.
I've waffled it, if you will. I was gonna say interlocked, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, that too.
A lot of religious trauma.
Yeah, that could be a whole other episode.
That could be a whole other episode. So I understand. I get it, Violet.
She's like, I wasn't born into this.
No, literally. She's like, guys, I didn't care for this.
But like, why is that the law of the land? Why is that the law? I feel like that can be translated to in real life when you get baptized. Yeah. A lot of times did you get baptized at like birth? Yeah. Okay, me too. So I got baptized as a baby. But I think there is kind of the argument of like you made that decision for your kid and didn't let them make that decision for themselves. So a lot of times people will get baptized again. Yeah. When it's their choice. So a lot of parents, as to what I've heard, is they do it because to protect them, right? Yeah, my family's not really religious at all. My mom will she's not really religious, but then sometimes she will get religious. And she was like, I had to make sure that you were protected as a wee baby. I get it. It's like it's just a state of mind that you are as a parent. Yeah, you know what I mean. But to translate that into this world, I think that some part of me feels like Lilith and Asher just knew that they needed to protect her somehow. Yeah, and I am curious because Dune is the goddess of war. Yeah. So it's like, why would they do that? Yeah. It's very interesting. She's going to be a warrior. She's going to be a warrior. Yeah. Period. Our little Kendall. Okay, so moving on a little bit. Violet sees a little girl with hair exactly like hers and questions if the girl has the same issues as her. So if she's really frail, if her bones break a lot, all of that. But then Taryn is like, survive first, be curious later. I'm like, Taryn, damn it. Let her think. And then we never see the little girl again. No. Which I'll go back. I'm not going to say it now because it's just going to ruin one of my points. But I have a point about what Mira said about it. Oh, okay. It also makes me wonder, though, so is that little girl also half dedicated? Yeah. Well, I'm sick of questioning about their hair. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of not knowing what their hair is about. Yeah. Because she was asking the right questions. She's like, does her hair still turn silver at the end no matter how long she cuts it or how short she cuts it? Yeah. Is she, again, like you said, is she frail or blah, 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 blah. But yeah, that's all the questions we've been asking. Yeah. Why can't we know that answer, Rebecca? I know. What? I know. Oops. I'm so sorry. She's got to be the cure. She's got to be. She's Ellie. She's Ellie. If you guys are lost, have you seen or played The Last of Us? Yeah. You would know that Ellie was like this. Oh, spoiler? No, spoiler alert, I guess. Spoiler. Sorry. But she was like the sacrifice, basically. Yeah. And I don't know. It has to be why it's so secretive. It's very weird. Oh, I'm just loving that Arik pretended like he didn't know Unbrish.
the entire time was just watching Dane make a fool of himself, and then he's finally like, so anyway, speaks fluently, and everyone's like, what the fuck? And then I love when they're like, why didn't you tell us you spoke Umbrish?
You didn't ask?
Yeah, you just didn't ask.
Period, though. Like, he's real for that. Stand up for yourself.
No,
arc.
it's true. It's, yeah.
I highlighted in the book where it says like Dane, like, he goes, okay, well, and then he like slams his book, puts it in his pocket. I thought it was
like his little is like Umbrish for dummies.
He's like, and he's like, he was straight up like, like struggling so hard.
Yeah, he's like, we are here for
a queen, and then they're like, oh my fucking god, it was like a whole long process. It was so funny. Art kills me. Okay, little small moment, but just because we have a lot of fighting in this one, I just wanted to add in a little bit about Zay. Super small, but when Xaden pulls back Ark by like the collar,
like he's a cat.
Yeah, come back. I was like, sometimes you just gotta like scroll and say damn and move on. But it was just one little moment. He was like, get back here, by the collar. Crazy.
God, he's like, this damned kid.
This damn kid. Okay. Oh. How old is he? He's like 18, right? It's his first year.
He's probably
19
or 20.
Yeah,
because Violet's only in her second year and she's 21.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my god, when is this happening? Like, what month is this? Is this?
I don't fully know what month we're in at this moment. Probably
because their birthdays haven't passed yet.
Xaden's hasn't passed yet.
I don't think so.
Then February, early March.
Mm-hmm.
We know it's past December. December is where the last book left off. Right?
Yeah, but I don't remember. Anyways, I'm just saying.
So there are a couple weird moments in this book where I feel like Andarna does not act like the Andarna that we know and love from the past two books. She keeps saying that they will take every possible path to find her kind. But then when it comes to things like risking Xaden's life, where Violet's like, no, she's like, every possible path, remember. But it's like, Violet could die if Xaden dies. Or like, I don't know. Again, her just leaving doesn't fully make sense to me. That doesn't seem like something that Andarna would have done. But
yeah,
what do I know? I'm not the author.
I put a little comment underneath that is, maybe like this adolescence, like / her growing process makes her think irrationally, you know? And we don't know because normally dragons don't get like bonded at this young of age.
Yeah.
/ not young because she's actually like 600 years old.
Yeah, fair.
/ I don't know actually how old she is. But I don't know. Maybe it's something like a part of her like growing process or the way she's turning into like a real full Irid. I don't know.
Yeah. And maybe she doesn't feel... It's weird because you would think she's usually the more empathetic one between her and Taryn. So she would feel like she's Violet loves this person. Yeah, but she's very feisty about it. Whereas like, even though Taryn doesn't like Xaden, I acknowledge that he's bonded to Taryn's mate, Sigale. But it's like, he has never been like, whatever, he could just fucking die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe
really
he's made
weird
comments, but it's like he doesn't really mean
serious.
it. Yeah.
So it's really strange.
It's just
like,
a little
Andarna
strange.
truly is not selfish, but she's thinking selfish thoughts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I get it. She wants to find her kind. I guess it's just weird to me that it's like, okay, Xaden could die, which results in Violet dying, which is going to affect the dragons. And she's just like, whatever. Guys, remember every possible path to find my kind.
It's really weird. I don't really know.
It's Andarna kind of irritates me, this book, if I'm being for real.
It's real because she has her good moments, which we love, but also, which I can't wait till we get to those chapters when she leaves, because that's gonna be crazy to talk about. But again, yeah, you're right, like it's just not like her character.
Yeah, it's just a little weird.
It's really weird.
I'm also curious. I know that this whole book is about the cure, but where this sudden need to hunt or like search for her family came from.
Yeah.
When she didn't have this at all before. And I guess she was like, she didn't fully know what she was.
That's true.
It also, we'll get there. No, wait, we passed it. Yeah, we passed it. But I'm so irritated by her not knowing what she is until
Yeah.
Theophany calls her an Irid.
She's
And
like,
she's
"That's
like,
my kind."
wait a second, I'm an Irid Swordstail. It's like, girl, what?
What do you're telling me 4 letters is what triggered?
Yeah, it's
like,
just so
how do
funny
you
to me.
No, I don't know. She's really interesting. And like when I was going back and rereading Fourth Wing the other week, just her whole essence was so different.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know how to
miss baby
explain it.
Andarna so
She
much.
was so sweet. Now she's an asshole. I get it, Taryn. Honestly, he has a point.
Yeah, no wonder
He gets really fucking irritated with her.
Okay, so we also learned that the priestesses have tattoos on their forehead of Dune's emblem, and Violet realizes, well, we don't realize it in this moment, but Theophany was a priestess because she has that tattoo on her forehead.
Yeah.
How long do we think she's been a Venin?
I can't remember how Theophany is like described with the tattoo, but am I wrong? Does it say it looks faded? Like it's not
it's
very
faded.
It's not very like
Because
prominent,
she
right?
wonders like how long would it take for that tattoo to fade?
Right? Which is a long time.
Yeah,
But I also don't know if once you become Venin, you just become decrepit like Jack.
that's fair.
So-
I do have a slight theory.
Tell us.
I know it's not thriving and theorizing, but I'm going to throw it out here.
It's always thriving and
That's so
theorizing
fair.
time.
We should just take that section,
At this
honestly.
point.
Okay, so had this slight thought. What if Theophany was the priestess that dedicated Violet to Dune when Lilith and Asher brought her? And then something happened. She turned Venin? Or already was Venin? Because Lilith has fought Theophany, and now Violet fights Theophany
And kills her.
and kills her.
Interesting
I
theory,
don't know. It was just,
Brittany.
I was like, why is she so obsessed with her?
Maybe now we're getting crazy, okay? Now you're starting to make me crazy and I like it. What if adding into that she's dedicating Violet,
Okay.
but she's already Venin,
Okay.
right?
That's what
Right?
that's my other thing I was wondering.
she's already Venin. She's trying to turn Violet Venin as a baby, maybe for a power thing.
That's why she's frail.
She's frail,
This is
but
okay.
doesn't get all of it. It's like Hercules,
Okay. Yeah.
where the little bit doesn't get, and so she's not now Theophany. Maybe she was trying to take. Hold on, wait. Let me backtrack on this stupid theory. Theophany's Venin.
Okay.
Violet.
Uh-huh.
She needs to take Violet's like maybe soul, maybe power, maybe something out of her, so that Theophany could be an even powerful Venin. Doesn't take it all. Leaves Violet to be frail and fragile. Makes her look weird.
Makes her look weird.
That's my closing statement.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say it's very much giving Voldemort and Harry Potter
Exactly.
type things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if that's it?
Well, we know they're not that linked because Theophany dies in Violet's
She did
okay.
die. Yes.
So,
Is she though?
honestly,
We don't know.
probably not. For being for real.
No, but you're right. I do love that thought that Theophany is somehow was a part of her dedication somehow, which is very. It could happen. Could happen. We don't know exactly what temple she was at, right?
No, I mean, I was assuming it's Umbriel, but I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm. You don't say. I also don't. I want to know like how big these tattoos are on their head.
I'm imagining like a quarter size,
Just like up here.
unless it like goes along your whole forehead.
It's pretty cool.
That is kind of
Pretty
cool,
sick.
honestly.
I'd be a priestess too,
Okay.
but not like these ones. These
Okay,
ones
I
are
was like,
sketchy.
ah.
These are a little sketchy. Oh, again, just because I tend to be. I was gonna tell you this. I tend to be the very like you do this too, but you get like the more nitty gritty like fantasy, a lot of theories. I become the wild child when it comes to like the romance and shit. I always will clock that.
Yeah.
And that's why this works, Brittany.
Yeah.
That's why they love us. Don't
There
they?
we go.
Don't they? Because this point is just about Xaden.
Okay, go on.
He's described by Violet while like getting ready to fight, like when he's like taking off all his shit and he's like looking really hot. She describes him like the makers of like the Greek statues. Like he's like, he's chiseled to this, and his pecs and his body. Like the way that we see art is how he's described.
Fair.
And it's real. He's described like a Greek god, which again we've always said he is.
He's a god.
He's a god.
Yeah.
But it's just always so funny to me how he's always described like that. And he was hot.
There's a point I have about that later, but go on.
Please. Also, just crazy to be like, kiss me, babe, before I go fight, and then he just gets back in there.
Yeah.
It's just funny.
Yeah.
She also tells him, like, don't look at me. You're going to get distracted, and I need you to be alive. He's like, okay, mwah, love ya. I'll talk to you later.
See you later. Okay. Just again, I have so many questions about the dedication. Were her parents waiting until she was of age to fully dedicate herself? Why did they go in the first place? Why only Violet? Why not Brennan or Mira? The priestess saying, here it is, perhaps you favor another god, and then looking at Taryn or Xaden. Going off of that, maybe if she's looking at Taryn, Violet favors Malik now, or was she implying that Xaden was a god of some kind? Either way, I think that it angers Dune, and that's why she fights. Yeah.
Really weird.
Yeah.
Really weird. I also am wondering, because we always wonder like how we're gonna find out this kind of stuff. I wonder like how we're gonna find all this stuff out. Like who's gonna be the one to reveal it.
I know.
I also think, to go back from last week's episode about her grandparents, they had to have known something
100%
about this dedication.
I feel like maybe Mira was too young to remember things, but Mira's just like, that's how it's always been. Like, did they straight from birth take her to dedicate her? Like, what is going, you know what I mean?
I don't know. What if Lilith gave birth in that temple?
Like, dang, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it was a complicated pregnancy.
Or unless Mira's lying, like, we don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Only her dad could say it.
Yeah.
Okay. Chapter 32?
Yeah.
Okay. This epigraph, since we've been on the topic of epigraphs, talks a lot about colors. Literally the whole focus of this epigraph is colors. And let me just say it. With such wan coloring, is it wan? It is that in the chapter, I promise, but I don't know how to say it.
I guess.
I'm guessing it means like array or like variety. With such wan coloring in the vegetation, it comes as no surprise that it requires 4 times the amount of indigo to dye even the simplest garment. I can't help but wonder if the colors of our continent are the exception, or if the isles are. What does that mean? What does it mean the colors of our continent are the exception? So meaning that they're more vibrant?
See, that's what I'm wondering, because there is a moment a little bit later in chapter 33 where there's a mention of color, and she mentions that it is the most vibrant color she has seen on the island. So is it that magic dulls color? Magic makes color more vibrant, so the further you are from the continent, the color gets duller? I don't fully...
Really weird. And they say especially in the vegetation.
Yeah.
Which is food, right?
Yeah, and I think she talks about vegetation at one point, but does say that it's a muted color.
Right. Which I'm like, so you guys are living in the black and white back in Navarre?
No, I'm like, I don't know. So like, I don't know, the lack of magic.
I have no idea, but it's really weird. And like, we've been on the subject of color these past couple chapters. And then of course she puts in this epigraph. Yeah. I have no idea. And I'm pretty sure the person who wrote this was Asher. Was her dad.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It was in one of his books, but he mentioned it, and I think it said it was from Asher, but I could be wrong.
Yes, you're correct.
Yeah.
Asher Daxton, though.
Asher Daxton.
Yeah.
his play name.
His pen name.
Pen name.
Okay, going on to something else that is weird. There's a lot of references to paths and what path Violet will take. And Andarna keeps saying every possible path every 2 seconds.
But how many paths is too many paths?
I don't know. I just think that there's a lot. There's literally a point where Violet says something about, we'll see what path, in italics, like, I'll take or something.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think like these words that they repeat are just metaphors for something else that I'm just too stupid to know.
There was a part where she says that Taryn growls, and in italics it said something like "just the way I like him." I was like, why is that in italics? What? We are already in her head. We didn't need the thought. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm like, what are you trying to tell us, Rebecca? Through these italics.
I'm not good at Easter eggs. I can't figure it out, honey.
Like, spell it out for me,
Spell it
girl.
out for me. I can't. Okay, so someone said that when Onyx says no to Violet and reaches for her, if this could be because of his signet and he saw something that would happen during like this fight.
Yeah.
Which probably
is a possibility.
There was so much with Onyx in this little chapter. Not a lot was revealed about like him being a precog. I hate that. I don't know why I hate it so much. Something just doesn't feel right to say.
Precognition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I noticed a lot, but that one was weird.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he was very like, no.
Yeah.
Which, you know.
And that's another time that makes me question if his visions do change based on people's actions. Because if he saw her losing, she ended up winning. Right. So what decision was made? Maybe he didn't see her wield, because I'm pretty sure she did wield. But anyway. So, yeah.
I don't know. It would make sense that he wouldn't be able to see that because that was...
Well, actually, pause. He shouldn't be able to see anything because there's no magic. Right?
That hasn't stopped Violet from somehow wielding.
You're right.
Onyx will forever be more powerful in my mind. Like, I think that he is way more powerful than people take credit for.
Yeah.
And I think he has a good future for him.
He's going to be a good king one day.
But he has such sus abilities to me. Not in a bad way, but just in like he's more magical than we think.
Dude, who knows? I'm like, at this point, everyone's fucking lying. And they're all like, can you guys like not access your dragons either? But they all do actually have that. Like, I don't know.
You guys are totally not like, talking to your
nobody else wield? That's weird.
So strange. You can. Yeah. It's fucking, you guys are
something weird is happening.
Yeah.
I can't help but wonder if it was Andarna by the Statue of Dune, or if it was Dune glaring at Violet.
I want to say it was Dune.
But
too. I also saw someone say that like Andarna could be a figure of Dune, which that's even fucking more mind blowing.
Yeah.
They were saying like she could just be Dune, not incarnate, but like Dune speaking through her. And it's like, there is something weird about dragons and gods. Yeah. There has to be some kind of correlation to me.
Yeah, I agree.
What? Don't ask me.
I don't know. We are running out of time, Rebecca.
Got fucking 2 more books.
Literally running out of time to get the answers to all these things.
And you know what? All of these were open-ended. We had a whole book to answer any of these questions. Got like none.
It's just hard because it's like we still don't fully I would argue we know even less about the Empyrean in this book than we did in Fourth Wing.
Yeah, I thought we knew a lot, but then we backtracked a lot.
Yeah.
It's really weird. If we don't get these answers, I'm gonna be pissed off.
Yeah, seriously.
I also want to say that someone said that like they pointed out that normally dragons never say other riders' names. So like Taryn says wing leader. Sigale never really calls Violet.
Right.
And Darna called Dane Atos.
Yep.
Odd.
Yep.
Odd.
Yep.
Which is very tough. Like, you know, it's correlating with how odd she's being. So something to put out there.
Okay, also weird that Marlis says that maybe Zinal, is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Blessed Violet with luck, and that's why she wielded? Or was it Andarna?
I don't want to think that Marlis is that powerful enough to, like, bless, right?
No. The god.
Oh, the god. Oh.
Zinal.
I see what... Oh.
Zinal. Which is the god of luck. So that's why she's like, maybe he gave you some luck and you were able to wield. Also weird that she's not surprised. Like, she's just like, I don't know, maybe he gave you some luck and you wielded. It's like,
today's your lucky day, kid.
You guys have never seen magic here before. What's going on?
And
you know?
Which is sus. Maybe they're used to it and they're just lying about their exposure. I don't know. I just think Andarna, she's holding something back.
Yeah. I also think it's weird that everybody wants dragons, even though they claim that they don't like them.
Really
or like they hate them
weird.
and they're scared of them. But she
all want a
literally
dragon
says,
egg.
same as everybody else, we want dragons. Very
Why?
weird.
You guys, it's really weird.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a military tactic, though.
It's true. I mean, I think that they want to use them as weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, yeah. Okay, chapter 33. There's another moment of Violet mentioning that Xaden's tone, quote, ices over because he's annoyed, and Violet and Garrick share a glance, wondering if that would trigger anything in him.
Ice and blue. We love that, this book.
Yeah, and I also have right
Blue
after
ice.
that there is more mention of color, and this is where she talks about it's the most vibrant color she has seen on the Isles.
Which is like, what if it's not vibrant to everyone else, but just people who don't live on the Isles?
I don't know. That would be crazy.
That would be weird.
Yeah,
huh?
that would be weird.
If you're not as exposed to that, maybe it's just because it's something new.
Yeah, maybe.
Everyone else is like, that's pretty muted. It's
maybe
pretty normal. Okay, so when Violet's talking to Mira about how weird it was to see the little girl with the same hair and then had been asking questions, Mira isn't acting as weirded out to me.
That's fair.
Like, when I was reading it, she was just like, oh,
That's
I don't know,
strange.
you've always been like that.
Yeah.
That's strange. Weird. Moves on.
Mm-hmm.
Something tells me that she knows something about it.
That is fair.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't know. Nobody is questioning her hair as much as they probably should be.
No one said, oh my God. I mean, Xaden said
Xaden's the only one.
And everyone was just like, cool hairstyle, girl.
Dude, she's actually living in the Truman Show, and these people all know things about her.
I imagine.
Like, could be.
at the end of the series, it's just goodbye.
Yeah.
Good night. No,
In case I don't see you. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
I just think it's really, really weird. And Mira has been doing some weird sus shit.
Yeah.
She has to know something.
Yeah, I agree.
She's just lying.
I agree. Especially if she talked to their grandma, she knows something.
Fucking weird.
Yeah.
The little tragic moments between Traeger and Kat. I say tragic because we all know what kind of happens.
Yes.
But this is where we start to see them kind of become a little bit more
like
flirty.
Flirting, yeah.
We see Kat like actually grinning at him.
Yeah.
And I was like, like, little did you know he's gonna get shot with Cupid's arrow.
Yeah. They're gonna fall in love and he's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be all okay. Okay, last thing I have is that it's just so upsetting to look back and see that Violet was so excited to be on this isle for the wisdom and for the peace that they've been known for, all for Xaden, and then all for Xaden's mom to be there.
Yep.
Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can picture that moment so clearly too.
So clearly, like, they were so hopeful. They were so excited. They had just, gone through a lot of shit just trying to even be here.
Yeah.
All for the cure and to figure it out for Xaden, just for Xaden to just get traumatized.
Yeah.
Also, I remember being so excited to see that we were meeting his mom.
Truly
so disappointed.
Yeah.
Really crazy. So
yeah. I can't wait to dive into it in the next episode.
oh my God, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, favorite quotes, shall we?
Right.
You want to start, Britt?
Sure. Okay. So from chapter 31, this is from the priestess, and she says, and yet character is always revealed in bloodshed, is it not? And then she does just that and reveals their character.
Yeah, seriously.
But I feel like that's very telling of this entire book.
So true. So true. Okay, the only quote that I had was I choose him in chapter 31. Yeah, she's just gonna keep on choosing him. She's just gonna keep on doing that.
Then from Violet chapter 32, I just have I am not weak, and she says that she feels like Andarna's anger when this is happening.
Sounds like something Andarna would say.
So, yeah, and they both have that in common, so I thought that was a good moment.
That's sweet. It's the only sweet moment. Okay, so I just wrote Greek gods for thriving and theorizing.
Right.
Just want to bring that up again for the next stretch of chapters because I was reading a little bit ahead, and while we're talking to his mom, we're talking a lot about his past. I want to pay attention a little bit more as to the way like his mom's describing him as a kid and like describing like now her little boys and all of this stuff. So just want to throw back out the Greek gods and I think maybe we should watch a YouTube video about like a Greek gods for dummies.
Okay.
So we can maybe get our wheels turning a little bit.
That's fair.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. Final jam. I put false god because we're on the topic of gods.
I figured that's why you put it on there.
Also, yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's just Xaden.
Okay,
I put Until We Go Down by Ruel.
I've never heard that song.
I'll show it to you, but it, I believe, is on Rebecca's Onyx Storm playlist.
Oh.
And I have put songs from them. I don't know if they're a band or a person. Actually, sorry. But I've listened to their songs, a couple of them before, and they sound very like they belong in a fantasy book.
Whimsical.
Yeah, it could be like, I think When They're Fighting. That would be a good time for it to be put in.
That's what I'm okay. Now that we're on this subject for just a second, the show.
Yes.
Are you starting to get worried?
Yeah, I've been worried.
Like more than usual? Because I'm starting to get more worried as the days go on.
Yeah, because we're not learning a lot. They're not keeping us updated. And I'm like, where are we? Have we found a casting director? Are casting calls being like going out?
Are we secretly already casted?
Are we secretly already cast? Like, are we filming? What's the vibe of the show? What's the writing process? I have a lot of questions. I keep seeing still all the girls thirsting over Emilio, and I'm getting so sick of it. I'm sorry to not be supportive. I'm sorry. He posted a video of him running. Did you see it?
I saw it.
And everyone was like, I hate to be that person, but do we think he's running in the shadows? I was like, guys, we're really reaching. There's not even a casting director.
I don't know. I get it. People want to just believe that they found him already, right?
Yeah.
But I think why would we already start to promote that thought? Why would Rebecca want to promote that already if we haven't even figured out the show yet fully?
Yeah.
And why wouldn't it come from her first?
Yeah, exactly.
This is her story. This is her book.
Based on how things went with the ACOTAR show, I can't get too excited because they apparently bought the rights to this to do the show before Fourth Wing even was released.
That scares me.
Which is scary. And it's good that they're taking their time, but now that there's just no information, we did know that Rebecca came to LA and she was at Amazon Studios, but it's like, there's just no information. I get they're not going to tell us every single step, but it is a little worrisome.
It's really worrisome. Yeah. And I was talking to one of my friends about it, and we were just saying how, like, I don't want to sound like a pessimist, but I'm just not putting my full heart and soul into this show until we finally see it. And I also hate to say it and be that person, I don't think it'll ever be anything close to the books.
Yeah.
In my heart.
What you're picturing.
Yeah.
It did scare me a little bit when Rebecca was like, guys, it's just an adaptation. I was like, I don't like that. I don't think I like that. If it's not
word for word, description by description,
yeah,
I'm not gonna like fully love it. And that's just unfortunately the truth.
Yeah. There's also just a lot of weird things happening. Too much is going on. Yeah. Because now she's doing the graphic novel.
She's doing the graphic novel. She's writing a contemporary. She's doing the show.
Yeah. It's
starting the fourth book.
Too much is happening. I wanted to be like, Rebecca will do anything but write the fourth book.
No. Like, I don't know.
I get she needs a break, guys. I get it.
I totally get it, but
it's just a lot. It's kind of crazy.
She's crowding herself.
Yeah.
Too much stuff.
I'm like, did we need a graphic I'm excited for it, but did we need a graphic novel right this second? I don't know.
I didn't even know we needed a graphic novel.
It's also fair. I'm a little worried for how that's going to come out also, but we'll see.
Because who's the illustrator?
They have not released the illustrator yet. I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong.
I hope it's not AI.
No, she was working with like a comic.
Okay.
Getting a comic book. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, we got a lot of things to look out for, guys, but oh my gosh, kind of stressed. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Sorry for the change of scenery. I'm going to order a new mic stand. But we hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Please let us know if you guys have any theories or anything you guys would like us to talk about. You guys can comment on Instagram, DM us, talk to us on TikTok. Anyway, that you would like to chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. We will see you guys in our next episode.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Love you. Have a good week. Mwah.